Well, good morning and Merry Christmas Eve. Deer season is just about wrapping up. I think I'm going to try to get one more doe to get in the freezer. But other than that, it's time to focus for me on predator control. And I like to trap them, I like to call them in, shoot them, anything I can do to reduce those numbers. I don't have too big of a problem with them this year. I do have some that I can weed out. I definitely really hoping to get that bobcat season because I do have an abundance of bobcats that I'm trying to, I'm going to try to figure out how to relocate this year. So getting my stuff loaded up. This year I'm running, these are Duke Pro Series, a lot like the MD550s, and I really love the MD550s. I just want to try something new because I like to do that. And so one thing that's really important is I never touch my traps with my bare hands because coyotes are going to smell that. And always keep separate gloves for your urines and your baits. So I'm going to get everything loaded up and let's get out there and knock out some hounds. All right, here we are. I'm at the lease property. I am not going to be hunting deer at this particular property anymore. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set a dirt hole set to start catching some of these coyotes, foxes, bobcats that I can't do nothing with. Maybe if I catch them enough, they'll stop coming around here. So that's kind of the game plan there. So I'm actually using this area as a dual purpose. I'm going to be running a Tacticam Reveal cell camera on this so I can watch the dirt hole set. But then I have a trail that comes through here for deer that I also want to keep an eye on and see what's still sticking around after season. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is, this is kind of a lower area, but I wanted to have it here, so I grabbed this log right here, and I'm going to use that as my backing. And what backing is designed to do is to keep a coyote from coming around the back side of that and getting your bait and not stepping on your trap. So it's a little wetter here. I may have to pause the video and find myself some dry dirt, but this is where I want it, and that's what I'm going to do. So first things first is I will go ahead and I like to always go ahead and just plug my hole. Get it in there. I like to get mine deep. Also, looking back on it, possibly ran a, this is tends to be a wetter area. Also like to use PVC pipe in those areas to keep my sets going longer. I'll do that on another video. Hey, what are you doing? All right, so I'm gonna get that in there, work that out. I like to get mine a little deeper than, I'd say probably, you know, good 8 inches. That way that dog's really got to work at it to get in there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my trap. I always wear gloves. And I'm going to go ahead and set it. And what I'm going to do is just kind of always, I do what they call hug the hole. I like to take my trap and basically put my dog right up against that hole. Some people tell you, take your pinky finger and put it in the middle of your hole and hold it back and all that good stuff. You can do that. That's fine. I've done that. You can catch coyotes like that. I'm not saying my way is better. I'm saying that's the way I do it. So you can pick your poison on that one. Next thing I want to do is grab myself a hammer that apparently, that's it right there. All right, so go ahead, and what I do is I put that trap right there, and I go ahead and just envision, I'm gonna make the outline of that trap, and that's it. Just try to keep that hole as small as possible. I don't want a great big hole here. I just want it to be just that trap size. And this is clay, but we'll throw it back in there. I got a feeling we're gonna have to go searching for some dirt, but that's all right. It kind of looks like this might turn into a step down dirt hole. So, but just was the way it's grounds. All right, take this trap, stick it here, and see if that's about the right shape, and it is. Here's the key to this, in my opinion, is your trap has these two levers on each side, and you want to notch that ground out on each side so that those levers fit in there nice and snug, and that's what keeps that trap just steady. So go ahead and just notch you out a little section, and I just pull it out with my finger. Same thing here. All right, now we'll go back, grab that trap. See if it's how it sits in there. And that sits in there good. It does. It's gonna sit in there snug. We're gonna get that exactly where we want. Next step is go ahead and get that stake in the ground. I use the super stakes. I like those. Go ahead and get her started. And then I usually run mine to right about where that swivel is. I can find that hammer. What are you doing? There you go. And the cool thing about the super stakes is that is how hard it is to pull that freaking thing out. I don't know if you've ever ran some of the wolf things and everything else, but man, I've freaking blown some gaskets getting those things out. Let's go ahead and get that chain down in there, get your trap in there, and at this point, I like to go ahead and take my hammer and just kind of backfill that trap in. Get that ground even. Oh shoot, I forgot a real important step. All this for nothing. All right, so I'm gonna push that dog down. One thing you want to do is women folk will take this stuff called polyfill and they will make pillows and stuff like that. You get some of that stuff. Some people use coffee filters and wax paper. I like this stuff. Oh, I like it a lot. You put that underneath that pan. So that way, when you go to sift dirt back over top of this bad boy, it don't backfill that. And then you just want to push that down till that clicks. Really don't like that. I'm gonna lift this up. I'd be embarrassed if I caught myself first trap of the year. Boom, there it is. All right, go ahead and put your lever back down. Get that thing snug in there. Shouldn't be in there, but I am anyway. All right, back to backfilling this thing. Just get those levers good. Now, because it's Christmas Eve and it's 60 degrees, I have forgotten, but one thing I will do is get myself some salt pellets. You can get them for like your driveway, your porch, stuff like that, and go ahead and just pour that on in there. Pour that around there. It keeps it from freezing in cold temperatures, so that trap will fire. Once that's beat down, just make sure that trap is good and snug, and it is. That thing ain't going nowhere. That's one good thing about clay, is you can really get that trap in there. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna pause this video and I'm gonna go look for some dry dirt. With this place, it could be a minute. I don't have to go that far. 10 feet that way. All right. Now we've got ourselves snuggied. I'm gonna go ahead and sift some dry dirt over top of there. All right, and what I do is I go ahead and find my pan, just make small little circles. Don't press that pan. And then I just take my fist and I go all around that trap. Be careful. Don't hit that dog. Don't hit that pan, because it'll fire. And that's great. That dog, that dog can walk up any direction of this. He steps on that pan, he's done. All right, so go ahead and sift some more light over top of that, and that looks good. My only complaint about that whatsoever is now we just gotta brush it in a little bit, and that's easy. I call it blending in. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead, and you don't want to put anything big in there because you don't want to put like a whole bunch of leaves and stuff like that, but grab you some of this grass and just try to, just blend it in with small pieces that you can. You don't want that to stand out so much as dirt. But at the same time, that is supposed to look like a rodent hole. Something buried something in there. So I used to keep scissors on me for this particular reason, so you can cut up some of this stuff, but I don't want anything big, especially around that. Anyway, all right, so that looks pretty good. Looks a little more blended. I'm gonna go ahead and get that bait down in that hole. And what I do, so I'll take my gloves off. You never want to handle your bait with the same gloves you handle your trap. I don't use gloves at all on bait, because what I do is I got myself a fork here that I stole from Tabby, and I was like, where'd all my forks go? Good thing she don't wash much in them. All right, so what you do is you just get you a little help, and I use a Top Dog from Hoosier Trapper Supply, and get you a little helping. Just a little helping. And put it right there on that hole. After I do that, I grab myself some wool, some sheep's wool, also from Hoosier Trapper Supply. Stab you off a piece of that. There it is right there. That's that piece. That's that piece. Yes, put that on your hole. And then I use my I got a drill that's dead, but I'll use the back end of that and push that wool right down into that hole and get it in there. Make that dog work. The more he works, the more likely he's gonna step on that trap. Promise you. All right, so we got our bait in there. Next thing we want to do is put some lure on there. Some collar. I use Vixen Elixir, also from Hoosier Trapper Supply. As you can tell, I am a little biased to that company. They're local, they're close to me. They're about an hour. But I'll find my highest spot on this, and I'll go ahead and drip it on there, along there. They love it. They love it. They do. And then I'll get me a little fox pee. What does the fox say? And I'll spray it on the other side. Just like that. Something come over here, buried something, left its territory. And now, you know, honestly, first night, that dog may walk by here and he'll be like, something don't seem right. Kind of smell human. Could be a farmer, but I don't know. Something don't seem right. So he'll go back to his We go back to his den. He's laying there. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It could be 2 o'clock in the PM because coyotes. And he's like laying there and he's like, man, what do you think's in that hole? And he's just sitting there thinking about it. Next night comes by and he's like, nope, ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. Goes back to his den, sitting there, laying there thinking about it. What could it be? Finally, he's like, screw it. I gotta go. He comes over here, starts working it, and he's gonna see me in the morning. So that's what I think happens. Can't convince me otherwise. Sometimes you get them on the first night. Get my knee patterns out of there. I don't like that. All right, and that's it. We'll see what we can get. I got tons of pictures of coyotes coming down this little wave. So, all right, we'll see if we can catch something. All right, here we are a couple days later. We did connect on that set that I showed you guys earlier on, and we got us a young male here, and he's a muddy mess. It's been raining here for about 3 days straight, so we got some dry weather ahead of us. I think we'll wait a couple days to get this reset, but here he is. Got us one less fawn and turkey killer out of the woods. All right, well, here's coyote number 2 of the day. And I caught him on a dirt hole set with top dog predator bait down the hole and Vixen licks. This one's jet fuel and a little bit of fox pea, but he's a pretty one, another young one, but good hound, and we're just glad to get him out of the woods and put a little more turkey and deer into the population. So we're gonna go ahead and dispatch him and get on down the line. There's the 2 remakes of the sets, and pretty happy with how they both turned out, and hopefully we'll have something here in a few days. We shall see. I got myself a red fox here, and I think these things are gorgeous. I don't have like a whole lot of them. I don't have a whole lot of them, so normally I do just get rid of them, but I let them go. But I am looking for 2 this year, and he's mature. He's got a good white tip on his tail, and he's a good looking fox. So I am going to keep him and tan. I'm looking for 2 this year, 1 for each boy. I'm going to tan him. It's okay. So I caught this one on top dog predator bait, Justin's jet fuel, and I also put a little urine around the set too. So man, I really need to get some more traps to the ground. We got some rain coming, and I gotta go to work. So all right, well, I'll get them taken care of. All right, that's going to do it for this week's episode of The Final Cut. Man, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. It was super fun to get out there and get some traps out in the ground and put some canines in the back of the truck, and we had a blast. I'll tell you what, we can't wait next week. We're going to put some more traps out and hopefully have some more to put in the back of the truck. So until next time, please, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button.
Hit the like button.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.